Institute pays tribute to our sister Bonnie Holcomb for the 2025 International Women's History Month.
Bonnie is adoringly known as Qabbanee among Oromos. We see her as a precious gift to Oromos. She fell in love with the beauty of Oromo culture in her youthful years of the early 1970s when she studied anthropology among Oromos. She has dedicated her life to the Oromo struggle for dignity and self-determination ever since.
She is one of the key founders of the Oromo Studies Association, OSA, and the committed driving energy behind it. She worked tirelessly against all odds to nurture OSA and keep it going through decades of challenging trials. She has written many scholarly articles and notable books, including The Invention of Ethiopia, co-authored by Cisse Ipsa. She has given countless scholarly presentations and unforgettable keynote speeches.
She has also done invaluable advocacy and diplomacy work to make the Oromo voice heard within relevant governmental departments and diplomatic circles. She has earned many accolades and recognition for her priceless contributions. Bonnie is a staunch advocate for the revival of the Oromo Gara system. She pleads with Oromos to stop looking externally to the west or the east for their self-determination. Instead, she passionately urges us to look inside our own indigenous culture, embrace Gara, and rebuild our democratic institutions. Above all, she urges us to live our lives akagaratsi, according to Gara ways of being in the world from wherever we are.
She delves into the depth of Oromo gender relations and writes about the remarkable influence of women in the Gara system. One of her early scholarly works was her 1973 article on Oromo marriage in the then Walaga province, where she highlights the institutions of women and girls and how they are respected by their communities.
Several decades later, Bonnie still fondly remembers how Oromos received her with warmth, especially the love and care with which the girls embraced her as one of them.
It was in these institutions of women and girls that she learned the deep relations that nurture and sustain the Oromo nation, and how these female relationships constitute the roots on which the nation stands and relates to all human and non-human beings.
In this tribute of the Siinqee Institute, we would like to highlight how the warmth in which Oromo girls embraced Bonnie as one of them 50 years ago continues to wrap around her and nurture her to this day.
We single out the Siinqee support system that wraps around her in the intimate ceremony of Garabaha.
Garabaha means emerging from sorrow or coming out of mourning. Bonnie has been grieving the loss of her dear, loving father who had passed away months ago.
Grief can be a very lonely place of deep sorrow for individuals, but Oromo culture has a healing beauty of transforming grief from individual sorrow to shared communal mourning. People will wrap around the grieving family like a warm blanket, so they do not feel cold or alone. They sit with them crying and laughing together, remembering and sharing memories, bringing food and cooking together, eating and drinking together. They comfort the family throughout the intensity of the grieving period. Mourning together tells the family that their loss and grief is shared.
Mourners shave and cover their heads. They wear mourning clothes. Women take off their jewelry and stop wearing fragrances. They stop daubing butter on their heads or bodies, even when their skin is dry or ashy.
At the end of the mourning period, people come together for another critical moment of Garabaha, the ceremony of coming out of mourning. This time they wrap around the grieving family to encourage and support them to let go of sorrow and come out of grief and return to their normal rhythms of life.
In this video, Siinqee women come to Bonnie's place to wrap around her for the Garabaha ceremony and encourage her to let go of grief and return to her normal rhythms of life.
They shower her with tender, loving care and nurture. They tell her that her father is their father, her loss is their loss, and her grief is their grief. Wrapping around her, supporting her and comforting their sister, they dab butter on her hair and on her face.
They do the same for each other in solidarity to show her the journey out of mourning is also shared.
Just as they share the rituals, they also share a meal.
At the end of the ceremony, they leave Bonnie and her family with showers of blessings.
maatiin kun hamaan hin argatin. Gadda keessaa haa ba'an. Gaddi lamuu hin mul'atin. Gaddi lamuus hin mul'atin. Moonii keenya gaddi lamuus hin mul'atin. Obboleettii keenya jabaadhu gaddi lamuus hin mul'atin. Waaqayyo si wajjin, qe'ee kee wajjin, maatii kee wajjin, ollaa kee wajjin, saba kee wajjin gadda kana keessaa si haa ba'an. Fuula see sirriitti dibiisha.
It's fine. Whatever.
Dibiisha sirriitti.
I'm not afraid of this. This is.
Gadda kana keessaa bahii. Gaddi kun lammata sitti hin deebi'in. Maatii kee hin argatin. Ijoollee kee hin argatin. Ollaa kee hin argatin. Waaqayyo si wajjin haa ta'u. Gara boodaan ilaalin. Gara fuulduraa malee. Jabaadhu. Jiraadhu. Amma gaddanuu lagat. Gaddanuu lagat. Gaddanuu lagat. Gaddanuu lagat. Gaddanuu lagat. Gaddanuu lagat. Gaddanuu hoodat. Gaddanuu hoodat. Gaddanuu hoodat. Gaddanuu hoodat.
This is fine.
Gaddi kun kan walooti waliin gaddinee gadda kana keessaa nama baasa. Gaddi kun kan walooti waliin gaddinee gadda kana keessaa nama baasa. Gaddi kun kan walooti waliin gaddinee waliin dhabnee waaqni gadda kana keessaa nama baasa. Waliin gaddinee waliin dhabnee gadda kana nutti hin deebisin. Gadda kana keessaa waaqni nama baasa. Waliin gaddine waliin dhabne gadda walooti waaqni gadda kana keessaa nama baasa. Gadda kana lamuun nutti hin deebisin. Gaddi lamuun nu millatin. Waliin gaddine waliin dhabne gadda walooti waaqni gadda kana nutti hin deebisin. Ganda keenyatti maatii keenyatti ollaa keenyatti hin deebisin. Waaqni gadda kana keessaa nama baasa. Waaqni gadda kana keessaa nama baasa. Lamuun nutti hin deebisin. Lamuun nutti hin deebisin. Lamuun nutti hin deebisin. As gargalati moondiba. Lamuun nutti hin deebisin. Lamuun nutti hin deebisin. Gaddi kun kan walooti waliin dhabne gadda kana keessaa nama baasa. Nutti hin deebi'in.
I'm so grateful for all of you. All of you are important to me in a different way, and I've been championing the principles that I was taught, that I began to learn in 1970s until now. But I appreciate when people talk, when people actually do and perform and demonstrate and participate and link their feelings with their brain and their practices with their talk. And it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me to understand that. And now that I have lost my precious father, who many of you know, you were there when we celebrated his birthday. You were there when he was there for the NHA. He was important to me in all the work I did among Oromo, and he really encouraged me. And to have to leave him and step out without him and his support, I feel it deeply that my friends are going to be that protection and that connection for me. And I think that is something that's at the heart of Oromo collective responsibility and community. So for me, I feel it's not just that I know, I feel it. And I thank you for bringing it to me. It's not something to be taught, it's something to be present. I know what it meant for each of you to be present here today, to travel, to separate your schedule, to come across the country, to be intentionally here. And that to me is such a gift. So I really thank you all for being here and for living into this. Because I think if we all live into this, we can find a way to bring it, to take it into the future. And to me, that's my greatest wish. I at so many levels, I thank you.
And it means just as much to us to be part of this celebration of you getting out of your mourning period. And we did the same thing for our dear mother, Zanabu Mamo, yesterday.
You did.
Yes, we did. We did. And
Gaddanu lagaddu.
Gaddanu lagaddu.
Gaddanu lagaddu.
Gaddanu lagaddu.
Gaddanu hodaddu.
Gaddanu hodaddu.
Gaddanu hodaddu.
Gaddanu hodaddu.
Thank you.
Okay.